Shalom Israel. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, all honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'Shem Yahushua, Ba'Shem HaKadosh, the one of the apostles and elders, great millstone for teaching us his truth. Peace and blessings to all of Israel and Shalom. Yahweh is the name of the Heavenly Father in ancient Hebrew. Ba'Shem is the name, and Yahweh Shai is the name of the begotten Son. Back on lesson, and today, going to go to spiritual power and ultimately flowing through the Spirit. And Lord wants to be a type of faith boosting type of lesson, Lord willing. Going to be going to the standard that the Lord's going to lift upon our enemies, and the type of power that the Lord's going to bestow upon his elect men in these last days to protect them, and to also give them the power to tread upon their enemies, man. Which, Lord will probably that number to receive that power. But let's start with Isaiah, the 40th chapter, 31st verse, which is going to give a few scriptures going to the type of abilities that the men of the Lord will receive, the elect. And we'll get a few examples of his videos to basically push the image in your head of the type of power that is coming. So let's start with Isaiah 40th chapter, 31st verse. It says, "But they that wait upon the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings as eagles." And what does that sound like? Being able to fly. Because when you see birds mounting their wings, they're preparing to take flight. Their wings are starting to spread out. They're mounting up, preparing to fly. But they shall run and not be weary, and they shall walk and not faint. There are many examples that you see in movies, TV shows, and cartoons of basically superheroes, and just the type of powers that they have. Superman, Flash, and many other examples, man. Super speed, just many examples of just the type of power that the Lord is going to give his elect men in these last days. And what do you think that these devils, creating these types of movies, where do you think they get the inspiration from to create these types of things? That's why you always see them using Edomites to basically portray, the people that have the powers in the movie. But as you get Luke chapter 10 verse 19, it says, "Behold, I give unto you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy." You see many examples of these movies with people that have supernatural abilities. And you have like the military, the SWAT team, come kicking down the doors trying to capture them. Because very soon that these devils are going to come down with that great wrath. Preaching back to Revelations 12 and 12. And also go back to Isaiah 59 and 19, which we'll actually get after this. "So behold, I give to you power to tread on serpents and scorpions, and over all the power of the enemy. And nothing shall by any means hurt you." So these devils are trying to create weapons to be able to go against the Lord, the elect. So we see them spending billions of dollars training deep underground to try to hide and escape from the judgment, and to also just be down there to try to combat and go against the elect men. But let's get back to Isaiah, the 59th chapter, which I didn't get. Actually forgot to get it, but Spirit came on to me to get this. Isaiah 59:19 says, "So shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood." Also going back to the book of Revelations, the 12th chapter and the 12th verse, going to the great wrath that they're about to come down with. As you see, they're trying to get rid of people's guns. So there's not much of a fight when they come down with the great wrath. And you already know these devils have a super, what's the word I'm looking for? Basically, a watchful eye on us. Keeping an eye on what we're doing, things that we're, the lessons that we're making. These devils are watching, man. Why do you think they're especially targeting, our videos and our channels, man? Because especially on YouTube, you'll see multiple videos of just wickedness, just crap that should be taken down, but not being taken down. So it's obvious. But I want to read it one more time. It says, so shall they fear the name of the Lord from the west, and his glory from the rising of the sun, when the enemy shall come in like a flood. The spirit of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua shall lift the base standard against him. The Lord can bestow upon his elect men that God-like power. And actually get a few examples of the type of power that the men of the Lord will receive, which the Lord will part of that number. Try to get this right here first, and we'll jump back into TikTok. It's got a few videos of just examples of the type of power that's coming. Be able to teleport, super speed. Man, Yahweh Ba'Shem Messiah is far out, man. We can only, imagine this, man. and what it will be like, which Yahweh Ratzah, we are part of that number to receive that power. So let's get another example. And these devils will stand no chance in that day, man. Once that standard is lifted, once the tables have turned, Yahweh Hashem is going to show you true power in that day, man. Because you have devils creating these robots, all these different weapons of war to try to combat going against Yahweh Hashem Shai. You have these devils exalting themselves above the Heavenly Father. That God complex that they have, thinking that they, are basically the strongest, man. But the Lord's going to put them in his place very, very soon, man. And once those tables are turned, hey, you're going to know true power, man. Once that standard is lifted. Let's play it one more time. All these robots that he has, these laser weapons, and also you see in the show Invincible, if you haven't seen that, basically a take on kind of like evil Superman. And there's the one part in the scene where they have like a satellite, in space that can shoot a just gigantic laser beam on down to him. And when you like focus on like near the satellite, because it shows like 144, on the satellite, man. So these devils know, man. It's clear as day, 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get venomous for negligence of his devices. We see what he's trying to do. We see what he's playing at. This devil knows. But let's get a few more scriptures, and we'll jump back into a few other videos just to get more examples to push, the image in your head, And Lord to be, kind of a faith boosting type of lesson, Lord willing, because this is the reward that the men of the Lord will receive if we continue to wait upon Yahweh Shemashai and believe and endure all these afflictions, the trials, the tribulations, the tests to come. And Yahweh Ratzah, we are part of that number to receive that power. Lord, we're part of that number, man. Lord willing. Isaiah 54:17 says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper, and every tongue that shall rise against thee, in judgment thou shalt condemn. This is the heritage of the servants of Yahweh Shemau Shai, and the righteousness of me, saith the Lord." So let's go back up top one more time. It says, "No weapon that is formed against thee shall prosper." Going back to what I was saying earlier, excuse me. You have these devils spending billions of dollars in research on their robots, which you see already. Elon Musk talking about killer drones that has a Face ID scanner from an iPhone, be able to track and scan whoever it wants, and basically place a bomb on that drone and explode right onto the person. Going back to Genesis 27th chapter, the 39th and 40th verse, going to his blessing, which was the sword, man. And it keeps going to, "And by thy sword shalt thou live." I'll be paraphrasing. And very soon he's going to come down with that with, like I'm speaking too fast, he's going to come down with that great wrath, man. And he's especially come for the prophets, the men of the Lord. But Yahweh Shemau Shai has our back, man. And you better believe it. Also, more scripture I'll also go into. Let's get that, how the angels are watching over us. So as Psalms 34:7 says, "The angel of the Lord encampeth round about them that fear him and delivereth them." So you have the angels, encamping round about us, man, watching over us, protecting us. You see many bros that are in certain situations. Something may pop up where they're, they may leave a certain area or whatever the case may be. Spirit jump on them, to not go to, let's say, a grocery store someday, and a few minutes after, or an hour or a day pass by, and you see something pop on the news, a shooting happened there, a bomb blew up or something, But just many examples of the protection, the Yahweh Shemashai has for his elect, man, his prophets. So it's like if I didn't really articulate, that well. But the angels are watching over us and protecting us, without us may even knowing about it, man. Maybe in many situations, as I was just using examples, But see Isaiah 40:41-15. It says, "Behold, I'll make thee a new sharp threshing instrument having teeth. Thou shalt thresh the mountains and beat them small, and shall make the hills as chaffs." And who are those new sharp threshing instruments having teeth? the elect, receiving that God-like power, those weapons of war that Yahweh Hashem Shai will use, man. These devils will not escape their judgment. It is written that they will lose. Going back to Revelation, the 12th chapter, the 7th verse to the 8th verse, going to the war in heaven that will take place, which is going to be, in the sky, and in the heavens, as they say. Because people always like to, articulate that and, misinterpret it and say that it's in the spiritual realm, that the spiritual demon Satan's rebelling against the Heavenly Father, which is not the case. It's going to Esau, in the chariots, man. For example, Independence Day, they like to, make a lot of movies going against, basically them going against, the chariots, the UFOs, and them always winning. But going back to the 8th verse, and it says, and prevail not. You're going to lose, man. And especially when they try to flee and try to escape their judgment, the Lord has another thing for you. But Psalms 110:3, which we'll go into that a little bit later, is thy people shall be willing in the day of thy power, and the beauties of holiness from the womb in the morning. Thou hast the dew of thy youth. Spiritual power is coming. You better believe it. Of course, when I see people, looking at us, calling us crazy conspiracy theorists. Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. That's sci-fi type stuff. Until it happens. Until you see the elect, flying over you, beaming people down with laser beams, Come on. Especially when they are protected in the midst of all these judgments, man, with the plagues and pestilence that the Lord sent upon this place, man. But Jeremiah 16:16, to add a little bit more into the standard that's going to be lifted upon our enemy, and the power of the Lord is going to bestow upon his men. Jeremiah 16:16, and this is who the power is going to be given unto. Say, behold, I'll send for many fishers, and who are the fishers? The prophets, the men of the Lord that are out there on the highways and byways that are prophesying and teaching the Lord's word in truth and in sincerity. That are keeping Yahweh Hashem Shai's word, that are remaining faithful and enduring all these afflictions. Those are the men that will receive that power, man. Yahweh, Ratazal, we are part of that number, man. Lord won't. But they be all sent for many fishers, say Yahweh Hashem Shai, and they shall fish them. And who are they fishing? The elect. And that bait is the Bible, this truth, this knowledge and understanding. And only the elect will take that bait. Will truly come to understand and be able to break down these scriptures. But they be all sent for many fishers, saith the Lord, and they shall fish them. And after will I send for many hunters. So the fishers, the prophets, are going to be turned into those hunters, man, once they receive that power. And after will I send for many hunters, and they shall hunt them from every mountain and from every hill and out of the holes of the rocks. It's pretty soon the prophets are going to be hunting these devils, man. Which get examples right here. Which I actually need to watch this show. I've seen many just good clips of CW Superman. And it seems really good. So let's play this quick clip and jump to the other one also. These devils are in very rude awakening, man. They will stand no chance. They're not going to be able to stop the elect. And also going back to that, that Black Jesus story, if you haven't seen that, they were trying to basically kill this man, that had basically spiritual power. There's a picture that they tried to, rip out his heart, and he's like putting out his chest. And, they try to, split his body parts in different ways. And I need to rewatch it, but I believe he teleported to exactly where they were and basically gave him a warning that pretty soon there's more are going to come just like him, and you won't be able to stop them. So pretty soon these devils will stand no chance. And you see right here, just look at this. If you thought one Superman was a problem, because you have many people, or for example, these movies, Superman is a problem just within himself, man. So imagine, in the real world that we are in, 144,000, of Supermen. They're through, man. No robot, no robot, no missile, rocket launcher, tank, jet, laser beam weapons that they have will not work against the Lord's elect, man. Those fishers are going to be turned to hunters very, very soon, man. You better believe it. Yahweh himself is going to do great things, man, in these times to come. Even now. Let's take a look at Amos 9th chapter, the 2nd to the 3rd verse. To add more a little bit onto, those fishers being turned to those hunters, hunting these devils, man. It says, though they dig into hell, which basically means, deep underground, then shall mine hand take them. Though they climb up to heaven, then shall I bring them down. These space stations that they have, because you're gonna have these devils trying to flee their judgment. That's why you see them right now building these deep underground military bases to try to escape and hide from thermonuclear warfare, and especially from the elect. Once Yahweh Shema Shai is about to destroy this place, man. Once the Lord Yahweh Shai returns, they'll then try to flee, try to escape, try to hide. But guess what? The Lord has his air force under those chariots. His ground force, which are going to be the elect men, and as they like to call Marines, basically be Leviathan, men, which you get right here in a minute. It says, and though they hide themselves on top of Carmel, these mountains, and I'll search and take them out thence. They're going to try to hide in these caves, these mountains, these underground bunkers that they have been building, spending billions of dollars of research. And also there's one article, going back to what I was saying near the beginning of the lesson, how they have spent billions of dollars in training deep underground, man. Why do you think they're doing that? Read them on top one more time. And though they hide themselves on top of Carmel, I'll search and take them out thence. And though they be hid from my sight in the bottom of the sea, thence will I command the serpent, and he shall bite them. Going to the Leviathan, because the Leviathan will come out in these last days. Going back to Job, I believe the 41st chapter, basically, describing Leviathan. And a great example to use is basically, Godzilla, as you see in these movies. That atomic breath, going to the fire coming out of his mouth, him being impenetrable, But let's go with these last scripts I got, which we read all of them. So pretty much the main point, the Lord is kind of like a edifying or a faith boosting type of lesson. Just through the Spirit, the Spirit kind of going to spiritual power. It's kind of been on my mind, and something that I've been meditating on, man. Which actually, I'm going to get one more scripture. Lord, thy servant. Just random. Wait for a minute. Call with the book of Revelations, 11th chapter, and the 18th verse. And the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. What is that reward? Ultimately, the kingdom, salvation, but also a part of that reward is spiritual power, man. That's also part of the reward, man. But the rumor time says, and the nations were angry, and thy wrath is come, in the time of the dead, that they should be judged, and that thou shouldest give reward unto thy servants the prophets. Like I was saying, spiritual power is part of that reward, And to the saints and them that fear thy name, small and great, and shouldest destroy them which destroy the earth. Now you see here now, slowly a transitioning of power is happening. The devils are losing their king, they're losing their power. Pretty soon they're going to say effing, coming out with that great wrath. But Yahweh Shema Shai has his elect back in these last days, man. Once these devils may have us surrounded, guns pointing at us, which Lord will part of that number to receive that power, the Lord's going to flip the switch, man. Tables will be turned, and these devils will know true power in that day, man. You know? So, Lord, edify, Lord, is kind of do a faith-boosting type of lesson once again. But I do want to close out, I want to give all praises, all and glory to Yahweh Bashem Ashai, Bashem Kakadash, the the apostles, and elders, great millstone for teaching us his truth. Peace and blessings to all like Israel, and shalom. See you next one.